Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's Friday, March the 27th, 1:30 here in Vegas. Thought I'd do a DNRS recap show this afternoon for Maywood last night's races, and see what else we'll talk about. But, yeah, it's beautiful here in Vegas today. It's 86 degrees. We're going to hit about 91 tomorrow here, and then back down into the beautiful 80s after that. But I don't know how the weather is where you guys are at, but it's absolutely gorgeous out here, like it always is. But anyway, figured I'd do a recap show this afternoon. Nothing to do here. Races don't start for several hours. So I'll talk about last night's races at Maywood and the DNRS selections, which we had a big night last night. We'll get to that in a little bit. But first, let's all congratulate Tony Morgan on his 15,000th winning drive today at Chester, this morning at Chester. Yep, old Tony got 15,000. He joined that elusive club of a few drivers who have hit the 15,000 mark. So for all you guys that want to go on harness forums and knock the man, you know, all those guys that couldn't win one race if they tried, let alone 15,000, how about giving the man some credit, okay? Because it's a rough business out there driving those horses, and very dangerous, you know, you got to admit that. And for a guy to hang around that many years and win that many races, you got to hand it to him. That's a lot of winners, buddy. 15,000. So anyway, congratulations to Tony Morgan. Now, last night at Maywood Park, they only had 9 races on the card. Yep. They cut the races back by 1 on Thursday and 1 on Friday. Guess they're all short of horses, and Doc can't fill races, and so they cut back. Give us 1 less race each night. But at Balmoral, they still have 12 on Saturday and 10 on Sunday, so they didn't have to cut back there, but they did at Maywood Park. But anyway, last night at Maywood Park, the DNRS selections, out of the 9 races, had 6 top-rated winners and 1 third-rated winner. So out of the 9 races, 6 top-rated winners, and then 1 little third-rated winner came from the top 3 selections. And we started out the first race really nice with the top-rated winner that paid $17. I had him rated 721,356, came in 7,316. With that top-rated $17 winner on top. Oh, yeah, I was loving that. Yeah, and as they say, 2 fools met in the night at the start of the race. Yeah. Old Casey Leonard and Osteen decided to do battle out of the 1 and 2 hole to see who can get the lead, and they went down there in 26 and 4, first quarter. Yeah, battling each other out. 4 claimers, 26 and 4 to the quarter on a half-mile track. So I was loving that when old Carp was sitting back there with Quattro Cinco, that top-rated number, and then he was able to make his move up the backside and then just blow by him in the stretch and take it all. Yeah, that was nice. The exacta paid $136. My top-rated winner and my 4th-rated horse ran second. My 3rd-rated horse ran 3rd, and one of my lower-rated horses that I had in my numbers ran 4th to complete that super. $136 exacta, $337 trifecta, and a $584 super with that top-rated winner on top. Now, some DNRS players said, "Ha! I made my money in the first race. I'm out of here. I think I'll go to the boat. It's early. Hell, it's only 7:35. I'm going to head out to Elgin or Joliet, and I'm going to go to the boat and shoot a few craps or play a little blackjack and have some drinks. I made a ton of money in the first race on those DNRS numbers. I don't think I'll stick around. There's only 9 races tonight, and there's a lot of chalks in these other races, and we caught a nice one in the first race with that $17 winner and all those gimmicks. I think I'll just head out to the boat with my buddy and have some fun, or my girl, or my wife, or whoever the case may be." Yeah, so that's what they did. Yeah, a guy emails me, says, "Yeah, sometimes I just quit when I'm ahead. And I'm ahead a pretty good buck. So I'm going to head out, Dan. Good luck the rest of the night." I was glad to see that 2 fools met in the night and they battled down there to the quarter. And old Carp came right on and snatched them all up. Anyway, that's how the first race was. As we move to the second race, another top-rated winner. And caught the Daily Double ice cold for $45. Now, excuse me a minute. Yes. Hello? Say that again? I'm doing a video, what? I'm sure he would. I don't know. I can't do it now, Beck. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, okay. Bye-bye. Sorry about that. You know, there's always calls coming in. You got to answer some of them because they're important. Even though I only got one bar on this iPhone, I don't know if reception's bad up here in Summerlin sometimes. We're way up here on the west side of town near the mountains, and this T-Mobile service sometimes gets bad. I got guys saying they can't hear me. But anyway, you know, that was the wife calling, as you might have figured it out. And when the wife calls, I always answer. Because it's a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. Hey, another call coming in. Who's this? Chicago number. Hello?
Yeah, Dan?
Yeah, this is Dan. Who's this?
It's Ron.
Ronnie Boom Boom Marsh?
Yeah, that's it. Be Martian.
Hey,
How are you?
hey, Boomer, are you kidding me? Wow. Man, is it nice to hear from you.
Yeah, it's been a while. Last time I was out there, we visited most every day, but I haven't had a chance to get a hold of you, and I just found a guy here that knew your number. I thought I'd give you a call.
Well, I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did. Man, I was wondering, what's Boomer up to? What are you up to these days, Ron?
I'm like a day trainer. You know, I used to be a test driver at night. Now I'm like a test trainer in the morning. So a lot of people will come by and ask me to go triple the horse here and see what I think. And in the meantime, I'm pretty much driving and training every morning for Andrew Fronte and Joe Zizzo and Vince Cardo whenever they need some help. So I'm pretty much just a day guy now.
Well, let me tell you something, Boomer. They couldn't ask for better services than you could give them. You know that?
Well, that kind of goes with the repetition of that I've earned, over the years. That they can come, if it, do we need to do something with the shoeing? Do it the hollows are too long? This and that. I can get up behind them and go with them and try to give them a little idea of maybe where they're off. Whether if they're sore or
exactly.
Or if they need some kind of different rigging on them.
Hey, Boomer.
So,
Boomer.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah, Boomer. I can't remember exactly how many races lifetime have you won? 5,000, 6,000, something like that.
5,680, something close, right around there, over 5,000.
That
That was one of my personal goals when I first started in business. Back when I first started, 5,000 wins was like, no one ever does it nowadays. They race twice a day everywhere, and they get 10,000 or 9,000 wins a year. But back when I started, if you could reach 5,000, and that's what my dad did. So that was one of the goals that I wanted to accomplish, and I did that. So yeah.
Exactly. Well, back in the day when we were racing, we raced 10 races a night, right? That's it.
Yeah.
We didn't race double tracks and racing all over. So to get 5,000 wins during the decade of the 80s, 90s, 70s, that's a big accomplishment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was one of my goals, and I was really, really glad to do it. One of the others was
Hey, Boomer.
In Chicago, and I did that. So
I pull out the old win pictures of you on our horses. I'm always looking at them, bringing back those old memories and all those great times that we had with those great winners. We had some good times, didn't we?
Oh, for sure. We win a lot of races. Yeah, no, that was when everybody had a little bit of money in their pocket.
Well, you know what? You know what? You and Vern were our two guys. You know, you were usually number one, but you know you were obligated to Farrington first. We understood that, but when you didn't drive for old Bob, you were driving our stock. You know.
Heck yeah, I know your horses are always sharp, always worked up, and always, you know, 3/4 of the way sound most of the time, and that's a big, you know, important thing. You know, if the horse is sound, then the driver can do a lot of stuff that when you got one that's off or on one line or something, it's tough for a driver to deal with that. But didn't have to worry about that with you guys. You guys always had them really, really sharp and really, really close to winning.
Well, you know what? I don't remember you ever getting off the bike and complaining too much about how the horses were rigged or they're lame or something like that. Once in a while, you might have said, "Hey, Dan, you know, Dan or Scott or whatever the case may be, you know, he's a little sore behind tonight, you know, or something like that." But you know, we
suggestion, because all I can do is through the race. You guys, you know, I know and you know that the horses aren't the same as training them until you get them into a race and then see what kind of, you know, what they do in a race. So what my job was then to communicate with my trainers to suggest what I thought, and you guys always listened, and we always had a good time.
Oh, definitely. So how's your dad?
Dad's back in Ohio. He's living with Mom. I set Mom up into a semi-retirement little community thing, single level, so they don't have to go up and down stairs, a little apartment just outside of Findlay, Ohio.
Oh.
And Dad moved back in with Mom. He'd been out in Arizona with my brother.
Right. That's the last I heard. He was out in Arizona.
Yeah. They had to move. Her mom owned Nikki, my brother's wife. Mother owned the house. She wanted to sell it, so she sold it. So they had to move to Texas. I think he's in landscaping now. I'm not sure.
Oh, really?
But yeah, Dad's back in Ohio with Mom, and I guess you're getting along all right. You know, so he didn't have no place else to go, so he had to go back home.
Well, that's good to know. He's doing okay.
Yeah, he's 82. You know, he's got his ups and downs, but yeah, he's still kicking.
You know, there's something I always wanted to ask you, and I haven't talked to you, like you said, in years since you were out here with Angie, and we went to the buffet over at the Aladdin or something, I think. But
yeah. And you took us to a buffet, I think, the Bellagio one night or something, or one day, and we had breakfast a couple times.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff out there.
But I haven't talked to you since then, and I never did get to ask you. And I've always wondered, why exactly did you just stop driving, Ron? I mean, I know you were driving, and then all of a sudden you just like, well, do you have enough of it, or what was the story?
It was physical. I lost a lot of strength in my legs, my lower body, and my legs are no good. My hips are real bad. My knees are bad, and I lost the desire.
Yeah.
You know, I came in every night thinking I can win every race.
Yeah.
For years. Now I really don't even have a desire to get into a race bike. I'm uncomfortable when I get in a race bike now from my hips, from riding all those years with those pulling horses.
Yep.
With my feet up above my head, spread out, you know. Both hips, especially my right leg, really sore all the time. And I cracked my knees up.
Oh.
Every time I went down, I always landed on my knees, you know.
You're about my age, right?
I'm 61.
Yeah, okay, you're a little younger than me. I'm 63, so you're a couple years younger than I am. But, hey,
I'm going to 53.
Yeah.
July 8th to 53.
My wife was born in 53, exactly, August, yeah. I figured we're all around the same age, you, Davey, you know, the whole group of guys, Laverne, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you...
Davey retired, you heard that, right?
Yeah, Davey retired, is going to be a steward. He's going to have he's going to get a few guys mad at him.
To be a judge. He's going to be a judge over in Indiana, Davey.
Right, and he's going to get a few guys mad at him, isn't he?
The judges are pretty people in our eyes.
Yeah, I know.
They're trying to get shit done, you know. They want to fuck with you.
I know, and I just read, what was it, yesterday, that Merriman and Wren or somebody got fined because they said they were talking on the track, and they gave them 3 days and fined them $500, and for just and it had nothing to do with. He said they weren't even talking, but you know how those judges can be. But that's why it's kind of strange. It's going to be funny because Dave is going to go from horseman, driver, to steward, and he's going to have to get a little rough sometime on guys, and they're not going to like it.
I know. You don't have many friends when you're a steward or a judge, I know that.
Oh, that's for sure. Well, John Eddy, he used to drive for us a little bit back in the day, and he turned to state steward, so.
Yep. Yeah, I see John every year. I see him every year when I get my license.
Oh, so you
anytime he won the winter race in Hawthorne, he thought he had his horse ready. He come and see me before he entered and says, "I'm putting my horse in, I want you to drive it, and I think you can win." And for 3 years in a row, I bet you we win every time. He put me up. He drive him. I think he only had one horse. And then he'd come and see me in case I had something else in there. He just wanted to let me know. And we win every time with that horse.
Yeah.
He was a good one. Yeah, he was a good one.
So let me ask you.
3 years in a row.
Let me ask you something. What do you make of, or what do you think about this situation in Chicago, and what do you think is going to happen here, or what is it ever going to get better? What's your feelings?
I'm very worried. I haven't heard any good vibes at all. Like last Thursday we only had a 9-horse or 9-race card.
Yeah, last night. Last night, yeah.
We got entry. Was it last night? Yeah, I know. We had 9 races, and I don't know. We got a new governor. I don't know what side he's on as far as signing something for the gaming here in Illinois. I still haven't heard what side he's on. So, there's always prospect. I mean, I can't see him letting this industry go down because of all the affiliates. And, you got the vets, you got the blacksmiths, you got the farmers making hay and straw. And it just goes on and on.
All the way down.
Yeah, all the way down if you let this go now.
Isn't it a shame? Isn't it?
We're to probably survive. The harness I'm worried about. Our contract is due June here at Maywood, where I'm at. And if they don't get any more dates after June, evidently everybody's going to have to get out of here. Now, that's the last word I heard. Everybody's got to go to one wall or to a farm or get out of business,
Yeah, I can't believe it's come to that, Ron. I mean, the way racing was in Illinois, in Chicago, I mean, I can't believe where it's at now, and isn't it a shame though that
it's terrible.
That they got to rely on, that you have to rely on casinos and slot machines now to keep everything alive, when back when in the day we raced for great purses with handle.
Yeah.
I mean, our purses back in the 80s, Ron, back in the 80s and 90s, all the way up until like the early 2000s. If you compare them now to like Northfield, where their purses are better now, we were racing for more money back then than they're racing with the slot money.
Well, there's no comparison from the horses now to what it used to be. Remember, the minimum used to be an 8-claimer.
Exactly.
In Chicago, unless you was an 8-claimer, now they got these trash 4s that wouldn't beat nobody, and still don't beat nobody.
I mean, we had 30, 40 claimers, and I mean,
I don't know. We need some kind of boost or some kind of income, and with all the OTB parlors taking all the business away from us on track.
Yep.
We need something on track, and the only thing I can see is trying to get some slots in here so we get more people on track.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's the only answer. That's the only answer these days, is to get those racinos, because otherwise it's not going to survive. I don't like the racinos, because every time a racino opens up, handle drops and attendance drops, and that's the way it is. But the purses are good, but everything else is no good. So, for the horsemen, for the people in the business, it's great. But for the gamblers, for the bettors, for bringing in fans, it's not doing anything.
So what you're saying is all the people that come to the track are going to the casino and not playing the horses.
Yeah, 90% of them, 85% of them, you could look at Pocono. You can't even find anyone in the grandstand. Okay, you know, come on, they're racing in front of nobody, you know, but you know, it's good for the horsemen, owners, trainers, drivers, and everybody in the business. The racinos and the slot revenue is good for them, but it's not good for the overall racing to bring in more fans. It's not bringing in more fans. It's not, the handle is garbage at all those racinos, and bettors don't like betting into pools where there's no money to be won. So all of that is no good. But as far as for the horsemen, yeah, they need the slot money.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to get the players that we used to have.
Never.
And had 4 or 5 guys, you know, always had 50,000 every night, you know, walking into the place. And to take that 10,000 in one race, you know, those guys, you know.
No, those days are gone.
Those guys are gone. You know, that's how they get $100,000 in a pool in one race, you know. And we bet $1 million too with a daily double, a perfecta, an exacta, and a try. That's all we had in 10 races, and bet over $1 million too on track.
Exactly.
You know,
and there wasn't all those OTBs and simulcasting, and everybody has their hand in the pot now, and that's what the problem is. And everybody's taking a chunk here, there, and here, and that's why.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I understand. I believe that.
I mean, when everybody, you know.
So what we have to make sure and have strong enough racing council or whatever that is for the horsemen to get a good cut out of whatever comes in a casino. You know, we can't deal with 1% or 5%. We should be getting 10% of the cut or something. You know, and then what that'll do, that'll draw better horses in here, more horsemen in here, and then I think the attendance will come back, because with the better racing, the people want to come out and watch the racing. They don't want to come out here and watch these 4 claimers fall down or down here, you know?
Yeah, I know.
They don't want to do that. I don't blame them. I hate watching it on TV at night.
Hey, but Ron, but you know what's funny? Even though the racing the product is so bad now in Chicago with the type of horses, okay, it's still amazing to me that Maywood Park will outhandle Yonkers Raceway with all their great purses and all the top-notch horses and drivers and trainers. Maywood Park, Balmoral Park, outhandles every other track in this country except for the Meadowlands. That has to tell you something right there.
Really?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Ronnie, I'm preaching that all the time on my videos. If you watch my videos on YouTube or go to the website, I'll write about stuff. And I do it all the time because it irritates me when I read, like on this Barn to Wire website, about how people are always ragging on Chicago racing and about how handle's so bad. Well, why are they out handling Yonkers? Like last night, Ron, Yonkers handled 611,000 over 12 races. Maywood did 498,000 over 9 races. So average per race, Maywood outhandled Yonkers by $5,000. They averaged 55,000. Maywood did, and Yonkers 50. So it's like this all the time. Balmoral no matter how bad the racing is.
I don't know the politics of it all. So I never got involved in the politics of it all. But I don't think we're getting a fair enough cut from the OTBs. So I've probably been to, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 different OTB parlors at night.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pretty busy.
Yeah.
They're pretty busy.
Well, we never got a good cut. We never got a fair cut.
Instead of those people having to come to the track to play, they just go to their local OTB parlor, which is fine. I don't mind that. But the horseman has to get a fair enough cut to be able to survive. You know, I don't know.
Well, you know, from day one, Ron, from day one that the OTBs opened up, the horsemen never got a fair cut from that. They don't get a fair cut from everything. Then you got the recapture nonsense that really killed the business. That's the #1 thing. So it's all messed up there. Okay, it's always been. That's one reason I quit and I retired. You know, in '99, we decided to move to Vegas because I had enough of it too. Just like you said earlier, you just had enough of it. You know, And I was tired of standing in the picket lines, in those picket lines, and fighting everybody for purses. And I just said, I'm tired of it. I'm going to stay in as an owner and have a couple horses. And I just had enough of it. But we never got a fair cut, and that's the problem. And the recapture has killed the business in Illinois. That's totally the biggest thing. So, but
I don't know where that come from.
and
I have no idea.
Well, that happened in '95. They put that thing in. They conned all of us horsemen, making them believe this, that, and the other thing. But so that was the biggest disaster that ever happened. I call it the biggest crime of the century. That bill.
I thought so too. See, that was the year I got suspended. So from '96 on, I didn't know nothing about
Hey,
that.
Ron,
I come back.
I wanted to ask you something, because I know you and I are always honest with each other, and I know you're an honest guy, too. Let's set the record straight here. While I have you here on this, I'm recording this conversation with us. Why don't you tell everybody out there, because I'm sick and tired of reading what I hear, what people write about you. Because I know you, and I know the kind of guy you are, Ron. Okay? So why don't we set the record straight? Why don't you tell me, so everybody else can hear it, didn't you tell me when you were out here that you had your license by the Illinois Racing Board, but you weren't they just wouldn't allow you to race? Is that correct?
Originally, correct, yeah. I got my license back in 2003 or something like that.
Yeah, that we know about.
In January, so they were racing at Balmoral and Maywood at that time. Management didn't want me to come back at that time. I've been working all those years I was off. I worked for Joe Anderson, Carl Pacelli, Perry Smith. I was in the horse business, but off the racetrack. So, long story short, the management here didn't want me to race. We moved to Hawthorne, and I went and talked to Mr. Carey and his son, and they said no problem. So once I got racing back in Hawthorne, then this management here couldn't say no because I was already established.
And you were doing damn well, like you always did.
Oh yeah, no, we come back and kick ass.
Right, and in the years.
I was racing some good horses. I've been training for Homer.
Right, you were racing all those damn good Park Lane Powerfuls and all of them.
Yeah, Park Lane Powerful, New Diamond Star.
Yep.
We put out some good ones. We had some nice horses. We sold that one half brother to that big trotter that he had. Homer had a trotter that went over $1 million. Cadabra.
Yeah, the Cadabra.
Cadabra, yeah. He sold him, and then we had a half brother or a full brother to him the year I started, just a baby, and I trained him all the way down and got him sold $250,000.
Right.
I don't think he ever raced. I don't know. He was nice. I mean,
Yeah.
Nice big rig pole. Man, he could drive too.
But what I think I was getting.
I showed him off to those guys from whoever bought Cadabra, either from Sweden or Norway or somewhere, I forget.
Right.
And I showed him off for him, and he tried to pick the last quarter, just strutting right out.
Right.
They give $250 for him.
I know.
But, you go, Homer.
But
You're the best one.
yeah.
But he owned the old mare.
Right.
He got the old mare from old lady from Hawthorne. I forget her name now. She was like the president or something. I forget her name.
Right.
She had an old trotting mare that Homer raced for, and she gave him away. She gave him to Homer, and Homer bred her and got Cadabra and got this other thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Were you talking about Budgate?
Who?
Budgate? The people that he had, that Budgate people? Old lady?
That bought the horse?
No, the one that you said, I thought you said, maybe I misunderstood you, but he was involved with those Buddick people, Budgate Farms or something. You know, the people that own the meat, that meat that they sell at the...
Whoever bought Cadabra come back, sent their trainer, he was a Swedish guy, I never met them. And I don't know where the money went or who bought who or whatever, but I know we ended up selling him that day, and he was gone. So But
Yeah.
the last word I heard was whoever bought Cadaver bought this. So I don't even, I got no idea who bought Cadaver.
What I was
I wasn't around then. He won all that money and I wasn't even here.
right. What I think I was getting, what I was trying to get at though, Ron, was we know when you came back in the early 2000s there, whenever, and everything was good, and you got your license back, you raced at all the racetracks and everything, you came back strong as hell like always. But what I was getting at is, in the time to when you first got suspended, up until the time you did start racing again, didn't you tell me when we met that time that they never proved that you did anything wrong, okay, but they just wouldn't let you race for something? Didn't you tell me that?
Yeah, well, it was similar to that. They never proved anything. They initially accused me of conspiracy to fix races. They couldn't prove that, so they had to drop that. And then they wanted to know the betting pattern. They had a betting pattern, but they proved from the time whoever bet the money and the time they stopped, I was on the racetrack, so I had nothing to do with none of that. You know, they had a number of a voucher that someone had cashed, and they used that voucher through the time to the next horse that they claimed that I didn't race well. So, no, they didn't prove anything. So what their option was is to say that it was an unsatisfactory drive. That's what I was suspended for.
Right, and then I guess it was the Johnsons wouldn't allow you to race at their racetracks, right?
Well, it was management. I don't know who all called the shots when I first got my license back. And I've never tried to make any waves. All I was trying to do is make a living.
Right.
That's all. So I didn't fight them. I didn't say nothing. I was just working for homework. And when we went to Hawthorne, I talked to the carriage, and I got my foot back in the door, and then ever since I went another, I don't know, 1,500 races after that.
Correct.
I got over 5,000, and that was my goal. I don't think I beat my dad, though. I think he's got a few more on me.
Oh, yeah.
As far as wins, so that was another one of my goals, to win more than he did. And I think I would have if circumstances of life.
Oh, for sure. You lost several years there and a lot of wins. You know.
6.
Yep. But what are you going to do? That's life. I mean, I know what I went through, with that nonsense from 85 until 89, and everything. I know what I went through. So, nobody understands that. If you're not a horseman, you don't know what goes on. You don't know what other people go through. What's the truth? What isn't the truth?
Being a horseman is a 7-day, almost 24-hour-a-day job.
Exactly.
Horses need to be fed. They need to be taken care of. They need to be moved. They need to be worked. They need to be trained. You got all that. That's 7 days a week. You can't take a day off. And the horses are horses.
Hell, I never had a vacation in 20 years when I was training.
Yeah. The only way I was able to take a vacation is don't train any horses, and then after Hawthorne, after all those double headers at Hawthorne, just take off and go. Just tell everybody that I knew I'm not going to be here next week.
Yep.
That's what you had to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was sorry to hear that.
Because we race Monday through Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
We go out to Balmoral, race all week long, and then drive to Balmoral in the morning and race out there.
Well, I was sorry to hear earlier last year when the Red Man died. I'm sure you.
Yeah, I heard about it. That broke my heart. He was a great guy. He put me on the map as far as a driver. My dad got me started, but Bob Farrington was definitely an integral part of my career.
Do you remember when you were racing at Balmoral when it was the 5/8 track over there, and you were leading?
I remember racing. Yeah. Hey Dan, listen to this. I remember racing at Balmoral when it was a half-mile track.
Yeah. Well, I remember you were leading.
I won a race over there. I had 2:11 and 4. Slaughter. 2:11 and 4. Yeah, we went for American money.
Well, do you?
It was a real race. The mud was as deep as their knees. Slop everywhere, half-mile track, 211 and 4,
Yep.
went by half a lane.
Oh, I remember when it was a half. But, you were racing there in the early 80s. You were at Balmoral most of the time, not at Maywood. So you were the leading driver there for a couple, 3 years, whatever it was. Do you remember when Scott and I said to you, come on, Ron, come over to Maywood. We'll put you up on everything we got, except I know you drive for Bob first, but come over to Maywood.
Right.
Forget. And then you did. You made the move to Maywood. You drove for Bobby, and you drove for us. And you just, that was it.
Yeah. Well, see, at the time, Jim Kern was married to Bob Farrington's daughter,
Right.
Karen,
Right.
and he was driving all the A stock because Maywood, Sportsman's, and Hawthorne was the A tracks. Balmoral was the B track.
Exactly.
It was the junk, all the junk. Anybody had junk, but everybody had good horses, and they also had some junk. So I started driving for Rhonda. I drove a couple of horses for her, and then Bob put me up on his horses at Balmoral
Right.
in 1980.
Right.
1980. That's why I was out there, because Bob Farrington told me that he'd let me drive all of his B stock, you know.
Right.
And we win. I think he win the trainer's title, and I win the driver title. I think like the first year that him and I ever got together. So once Jim and Karen had a disagreement and split up, then I was able to move back. I was able to come up here and drive the A stock.
Right. Exactly what happened.
And it all worked out, because then I met you guys,
Mhm.
and I met a couple of other trainers.
Oh, yeah.
When I moved up here, and they'd seen me being the leading driver of Balmoral, so they thought they'd give me a chance, and it all worked out. Yeah, it was a great journey. You know, it was a great journey. I enjoyed every bit of it.
Hey, Ron.
I've been doing this since I was 5 years old.
I know.
My dad laughed when I was 5.
I know.
You know.
I still have visions. Sometimes that when we're at Sportsman's Park, and you're driving Matchtown, and that one race that you won with him that night at Sportsman's, I still can remember that. You came out of the turn dead freaking last, and when Matchtown kicked in on the outside, and old Gil Levine on the far outside, that's Matchtown closing ground. That's Matchtown. That son of a bitch could fly, couldn't he?
Couldn't he? Yeah, he was just a one-move horse, though.
Right.
You couldn't pull him at the half and try to draw a cover. You couldn't, you couldn't come first over for sure, and you couldn't go to the front with him. But if everybody beat themselves up early,
Yeah.
and I got him out, he's gonna go past tiring horses.
Oh.
That's because he was flat-ass flying. Oh, yeah.
He had a kick in him, like you said, that one move kick he had in him. And boy, that summer there of '84 Sportsman's, man, we won some races with the old boy that year, and I just love watching you. You're sitting back there dead last, and everybody's saying, shit, he ain't got no shot, and here comes Ronnie.
Yeah. Yep, I knew him back then. I knew him all by heart.
Oh, yeah.
Because I tried him a couple different ways. You know, I always try to give my horses a trip. So a lot of times, the first couple times I drive them, I make sure I can get some cover and see how they do. And they're flat. You know, they're flat. So now the next time I drive them, I just leave them in. Leave them in, only one move them. You know, back at Sportsman, we had that big long stretch, even when I was 5'8",
Right.
big long stretch.
Right.
So I had plenty of time to get in position and, just let them fly. And some of them loved it, man. I like those kind of horses, that one move horses.
Yeah.
Just stay in, follow up, sneak, be back, and then just let them fly.
Well, you know what, Ron? You knew your horses.
That's the biggest thrill that I can have. You know, there's a lot of big races that I won.
Oh, God. Yeah.
But now you're thinking, you got to be able to control your horse and all that stuff. When you got the one move horses, you just go with the flow. You just try to get into the flow, and then turn them on when they like to be turned on, and go buy them all. I love looking over and seeing them guys.
Hey, Ron, no matter what
Outside.
no matter what happened or what, the good with the bad, They never can take away from you what you accomplished and those 5,000 some wins that you had, because you were one of the best that Chicago ever had. Okay, bottom line, and I'm not just saying that because you're a friend of mine and you drove for me. You were one of the best, Ron, that Chicago ever had. Believe me.
Yeah, well, me and Davey dominated all those years.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
If Davey hadn't been around, I'd have won 10,000 or him and I always butted heads. You know?
Exactly.
If Warner wasn't in the picture, it was always me and Davey, and Dave McGee is as good a driver as there ever was, and I just hope I can be compared a little bit to him.
Exactly.
You know, I understood my horses. I knew what they needed, and sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't.
Yeah, well, most of the time it did work, Ron. You know, I mean, and one thing, I should say the Nance stable, we never told you how to drive our stock. All we did was say, Ronnie, he's good. He's good, he's sound, he's classified, and he's good. We never told you how to drive a horse, and we never butted heads. We never had a confrontation, you know, and
No, I don't think so.
never. Matter of fact, I never had a
I
confrontation with
always try to give you and Scott both a little summary of how it went and what we may have to do, but we never had no conversations. No.
Exactly.
You know, you're good people. You're racing horses, and that's what I was doing. You know, we're both trying to make a living.
Exactly.
And we did.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
And we had a great times together and everything. So listen, you think you're ever going to make your way out to Vegas again? Because I'm never coming to Chicago.
You were breaking up a little bit. I heard what you said.
I said, will you ever come to Vegas again? Because I'm never coming to Chicago. I have no desire. I don't.
If I get some bullets, man, I'm gonna be shooting out there for sure. If I get some bullets, everybody's so fucking tight around here. They're all broke, you know.
Well, I know everybody's broke.
It's tough trying to get $5 a horse, you know. That's what I charge. Every horse I go out with, that's $5.
Yeah.
And I try to collect it at the end of the week or whenever they got something. But a lot of these guys are just going from day to day, you know.
Well, you know, if you and Angie and the son or somebody or whatever ever gets out here to Vegas, we want to take you to dinner and sit down and talk and take you guys to dinner. And so tell Angie to put a couple across or something and get some money together and get out here.
We got 2 tonight. You going to the sports book tonight?
No, I watch them on the computer at home. I don't the sports.
8th and 11th. They're both trained up big time.
They trained up big. Let me see where I got them rated, Ron. Hold on, I got my rating because you know I do numbers and I sell numbers now. So I'm a pro handicapper now, Ron. But you know, no more trainer. But let me look and see here. Hold on. What race did you say? 8th?
8th and 11th.
Hold on a second. Okay, 8th race. Let me see where I got them rated. Let's see. Where's Angie? Oh, Angie's are. You know what? I got Nash Graham rated 2nd, but he definitely can win. Okay. Last week I had him, but you know I don't know how he got beat last week because Osteen came up the inside and surprised him. I guess.
Yeah, he snuck up on the horse passed the horse that he come first up on, but he didn't see that one on the inside.
Right.
We got cuffs on him, so he never saw him, but he passed the one that he was supposed to, and he trained back good.
Yeah, because he altered his course and went up the inside and kind of caught Casey by surprise there.
Yeah.
But
my little horse, Nash Graham, was dead lazy. He was, you know, way on the inside. I think if he'd saw him or heard him, he'd probably went with him.
Oh, yeah.
Because he beat the one that he was supposed to beat.
Exactly.
He came first over and beat the one that he was supposed to. He did an excellent job.
Right.
I was very, very pleased with the way he raced.
Okay, so now in the 11th race, on the 5 horse, your son's driving him. I have him rated 3rd. But you know what? Anytime they're rated in those top 3, they can win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's got a big shot too.
Frank's horse is sharp right now. He trained good. I saw him training. What's today? Thursday. I saw him training Tuesday. That horse trained good. He looks good. He's in form right now too.
Right. Well, I have him rated pretty, yeah, Rich's Nestor. I have him rated up there third, so he definitely can win. So let's hope that he gets the job done. What the hell, you know?
That's all. That's all.
But I
He knows the horse. The horse is a real funny horse. The horse won't try. He won't try until someone gets beside him or passes him with pace, and then he'll take off. He's one of them kind of horses. He just dogs.
Right.
And then if a horse comes up on the outside of him, then he'll go with that horse. He's one of them kind of horses. That's all I know. That's all I know about it. I jog him 2-3 times a week when my son can't come in because he's got other obligations, and then I'll that's one of Zizzo's horses.
Right.
Zizzo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of his horses. The other one is Bella. She's in tonight too. Some Bella. I don't know. He trained her too, Tuesday. She looked good. She ain't much though. She got like kind of a beat heart. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's in tonight too.
Yeah.
Frank's got her. But that horse in the last Tangible Hope. Now he raced good last week. He trained good the other day. I don't expect him to be any worse than what he was. So you just got to see. You handicap the rest of the horses.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure both of them are coming into the race really well.
Good. Well, that's always good to know.
But they're animals.
Right.
You know as well as I know, they can be good all week and then race like shit on race night. So,
Exactly.
But both of them seem like they're okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Right, and well, you know what, Ron? I hope you can get out here. I mean, I really would like to see you, and everything. And if you do, you have to call me, let me know, and we'll set something. My wife doesn't. Last time you guys were out here, my wife was working at the Aladdin there. You remember? You met her and everything, and back in 2010, Harrah's bought out the Planet Hollywood. And, after 10 years of service there at Aladdin and then Planet Hollywood, my wife lost her job because when Harrah's bought Planet Hollywood out, they came in and brought their own people in and got rid of all the high-end positions. My wife was... Oh, yeah, my wife was managing 5 departments there, the Players Club, promotions, and whatever else. And she had a really great position there. She was a manager slash director. But they came in, Harrah's, and they brought in all their own people. Without notice, they walked like all the managers and directors out the door. No severance pay, no health insurance cut right off. And that's what they do to people. So, that's the casino business. That's the casino business.
I didn't hear nothing about that. I knew when we were there with Aladdin, I knew Planet Hollywood was coming in a real near future last time I was there.
Right.
I didn't know that happened. That's too bad. So what's she doing now?
Well, she retired. We're retired. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, Social Security, Ron. It's called Social Security. And I sell numbers. I make some money selling my selections. I have some good customers. And Social Security and whatever. And, if I can make some money betting, which I do. But, so that's the way it is,
Excellent.
And we're happy out here because the weather's always great. We love the West Coast. And you can't beat it.
You didn't miss nothing by being here this winter, man. It's been cold, and then we got one day at 70, and now the next 2 days it's 30 and snowing.
I know how it is. And Ron, I haven't been back to Chicago since I left, since I moved here and retired. I don't have no desire to go back there. I mean, I know a lot of people I like to see, but I don't really have the desire to go back to Chicago, because I just don't like Chicago anymore, Ron. And I love the West Coast, and I wait for people. Everybody comes to Vegas. So when everybody comes to Vegas, we meet up with them.
Well, it's the vacation capital.
Exactly.
Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's one good thing.
Exactly. Well, listen, Ron, I really enjoyed talking to you, man. I'm glad this phone rang and it was you. I talk about you all the time on my videos about some of the good times and stuff, and I have nothing but the best to say for Ronnie Boom Boom Marsh, because I know what kind of driver you were and what kind of person you are, and your dad and all of them. So I don't care,
We're just down to earth people.
Exactly.
Get the job done and work all day. I'm a Buckeye. I'm from Ohio. I don't know nothing but work. You know,
Yeah.
all you can do is try to do the best you can, and that's what you and I both did. So.
Right.
All right, Dan.
All right, well, listen, Boomer, I'll talk to you again. Keep in touch and everything, and I hope to see you soon.
Okay. All right.
Take care, Ron. There you have it. How do you like that long conversation with Ronnie Boom Boom Marsh from Chicago? That was a surprise as hell. To have him go, I don't know who the person was that put him on the phone that had my number, that I don't know. But nevertheless, it was Ronnie Boom Boom Marsh. So it was great to hear from Ronnie and talk to him. You guys, I hope you enjoyed that conversation. I figured I'd record it since he called during this show. So there you go. You heard what he said about a couple of his horses that they got in tonight? And we'll see what happens. But anyway, let's get back to this recap real quick after that great conversation with the Boomer. Okay, I think I left off in race number 2 where we had the double ice cold and the top-rated winner. Then moving on to race number 3, third-rated winner in there. Top-rated horse ran second. I had the 2 horse who ran third in my numbers, and also the 3 who was second-rated, he ran fourth. The exact only paid $19. The try paid $114. Super only paid $92, so there wasn't that great a value in there, but the try did pay $114. Third-rated over top-rated. Moving on to race number 4, I missed this race. Yeah, I did. One of the very few races I missed on tonight because official court, my man Tony Alagna. Tony Alagna, he trains from New York or wherever he's at out there. He trains from there, the horses in Chicago. Probably trains them by phone, I guess. But official court came over to Maywood and he won the race kind of easy. And he didn't rate for me. I'm sorry, he didn't rate, okay? Some say, he's dropping back down into a claimer from an open non-winner as a 2. They can make a case for that. But when I went down there to his Maywood races, they weren't all that impressive. He paced in 2, 2, and 3, got beat 6 by 11, and he did win on his hands and knees for Heitman back in January. He beat Maidens there at Maywood in 2:01 and 3. So he didn't really rate, and I didn't cash. Moving on to race number 5. Top-rated winner on top, had him rated 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 4, came in 1, 3, 4, 2. Top-rated on top, third-rated ran second. My lower-rated horse ran third, and my second-rated ran fourth. Exact to pay $20 with the top-rated winner on top, $99 on the try, $78 on the super. Moving on to race number 6. Top-rated winner, no surprise there, financial effort off the wood. He parked old Bobby Smolin. Bobby put the pedal to the metal like he always does with Cold Blue, but Leonard wasn't going to have anything of that, and he just wired him up and left old Bobby parked out there, and that was it for Bobby. I had him rated 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 5. It came in 1, 2, 7. No super in there. Was the start of the pick 4. The exacta only paid $10. The try only paid $43. Ice cold exacta, and then the 7 horse who I had rated 4th ran 3rd. And then moving on to the 7th race, top-rated winner in there, Obsession. Nice exacta, nice try, nice super. Top-rated winner on top. Had him rated 387-194. Came in 3714. Top-rated winner, third-rated horse ran second. Fourth-rated horse ran third. And then the 4 horse who I had rated in my numbers completed the super. $50 exacta, $183 try, $400 super. So the payouts were there, decent there. And then in the 8th race, another top-rated winner. Ice cold exacta, but it was small, $88.60. I guess you'd have to bet that for 20 or 40 to make some decent money. Came in, I had him rated 5.42736, came in 5.47. Try only paid $49.80 also. So you'll have to take that top-rated winner, that second-rated horse, that was ice cold, and then put that 7 in there to catch yourself a $49 try for about 20. And then I missed the 9th race as far as the winner goes. I had him rated 137,254. My lower-rated horse, the 5, beat my top-rated horse. So if you run that top-rated horse first and second, like I always say to do, you catch an $85 exacta, okay, and you catch a $288 try, running the top-rated horse first and second with the other numbers. So if you do the math, You're talking a $20 exacta, top and bottom. You're talking a 50-cent try, if you're betting 50 cents. Top and bottom is another 20. So it's a $40 bet, and you collect 85 on the exacta, and 50-cent try gets you back, $70, $72 to be exact. So you make money on that. $42 bet to collect 85 and 82. So that's how that went. So there's your results. Good night at Maywood. Nobody still hit that jackpot pick 6. Carryovers up to 7,000. I'm trying to hit it every night. I had 5 out of 6 again last night on 2 different tickets. How I didn't have it, I don't know. I bet several tickets, but somehow I wound up with 5 out of 6 on 2 different tickets. Because, oh, I know how. Winger on the 8 horse, he beat me on 1 ticket when I had the 1 horse in that on my ticket in that race. And then Official Court, yeah, the Yalagna horse, who I didn't have rated, he snapped me on the other ticket. So 5 out of 6 on 2 different tickets. Oh, and I bet the pick 4 last night. That's right, and sure enough, Dan Nance wound up with 3 out of 4 in the pick 4 again. Because I singled financial effort. I only used 2 horses in the 7th race, my top 2 rated. The 3 won it, my top rated. And then I had my top rated horse win the 8th race. And then I had 2 live horses going in the last race. Of course, the 1 and 3, my top 2 rated horses. And sure enough, what happened? They ran 2nd and 3rd. And I got beat by the 5. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. Yeah, oh, Bobby couldn't win for me. Oh, Bobby's always in those pick 4s. But when I need Mr. Smolin, you can't win for me, Bobby. How come? Every time I use you can't win for me. Most of the time. I don't know what it is. Come on, I gotta break that kind of jinx. You win a lot of races, Bobby. I gotta start catching some of those babies. I mean, I catch you on those regular races, but in these pick 5s and 4s and stuff, I can never have you on my ticket for some reason. And you win races. You light them up. And then when I do use you, you can run 2nd. You let this, it's a sham beat you, sits in the pocket and goes right by you. But it's not your fault, Bobby. You gave the horse a great drive and a big shot. It's just that she came up short the day you have made. You know? Tell Dee to work on that last quarter a little bit, and then maybe next time you'll hold on, right? Tell Dee I said so, boo. Bobby, tell Dee, Dan Nance said, work on that last quarter a little bit with the old day you have made, all right? But anyway, Curtin snapped you, and that's all she wrote. But anyway, that's it for Thursday, and Friday, Friday, got the DNRS numbers all set and ready to go, uploaded and out to those customers who already purchased them, and up and out to the syndicate members. And the pick 3 will start on, pick 6 carryover will start on race 2. So, we'll put tickets in on that, and hope that we can take it down. But with these short fields and chalks, there's always several winners instead of just one winner. Anyway, what else is there to talk about? Let's see, I'm just short of an hour now, but I had a long conversation with Ronnie the Boom Marsh. So let's shoot over to Barn to Ryer real quick, like I always do when I do my videos, and let's see if there's any harness topics that need to be commented on, and see what's going on with their writing. Business is way down at Barn to Wire compared to a year ago. Oh, really? Huh, that's not a surprise. That's not a surprise. When you don't have good posters on there and good conversation or guys that know what they're talking about, what can you expect? To me, business has been down since 2006. Unless they're talking about somebody or ragging on somebody or trashing somebody. But anyway, for the most part, it's pretty clean for them. Janine does her best to try to keep it clean. Okay, so that was that. Then Burton, best poster on Barn to Wire, a must read. Oh, Luke Park says Burton's the best poster on Barn to Wire. Okay. Burton's got 15,000 posts now since 2005. And Luke Park praises Burton. Piglin, he doesn't like him at all. And that's how that goes. We all know that. So there's nothing to comment about that deal. Jackpot I-5 payout date for Woodbine stand. Okay, I don't do Woodbine, so good luck to anybody that tries to hit that. And, oh, Seabiscuit! Seabiscuit is back on Barn to Wire. He disappeared for a long time, but the old Biscuit is back posting now again. Seabiscuit, a.k.a. Secretariat. Yeah. Okay, and then what else we got here? Another Democrat gets out of jail today. Oh, Luke Park, he's ragging on the Democrats. He must be a Republican. Well, that's obvious. He's a Republican. He thinks the Democrats are no good. Well, what are you going to do? Democrats, Republicans, this, that, pink, yellow, black, white, gay, not gay. Everybody's always ragging on somebody else and putting somebody else down and all that kind of stuff because that's what they like to do. Everybody's better than the next guy. Everybody's better than the next guy. Yeah, sure you are. Worry about yourself and what you're doing, and that's the best thing everybody can do. Hoosier Park is back. Yeah, know that. Wrote about that. Welfare is back in action over there at Hoosier Park. Anderson, Indiana, population 55,000 people. That's where they build a racetrack at. Anderson, Indiana, with a population of 55,000 people, they build a racetrack and put a casino there. Yeah. They don't bet no money, they don't handle nothing, but the welfare is back, and the horsemen are all running there so they can get those checks. Whatever. Ronnie Wren and Airman, okay, we know about that. They got fined for talking on the track. Sorry about that. Whatever, it's all nonsense too. You know, you gotta walk a thin line in harness racing because everybody else thinks there's something going on. Something going on. They're talking. They're fixing races because they're talking to each other on the track. I'm going to let you go. Don't park me. I'm leaving out of there. Yeah, sure. Okay, Jeff Gorell, the truth behind the man. I'm so sick of hearing about Jeff Gorell and him crying about everything and ruling and this is what's the way I want it. I'm just tired of hearing about it. I'm just so sick of a lot of stuff already. Congratulations to Jim Ellison. That's an old thread bumped up. And there's Brian Jaco with his Buffalo selections that nobody comments on or pick or 44 views only. And then 7 retired horses need help. Well, I got news for you. There's about way more than 7 that need help. There's a ton of retired horses that need help somewhere. Some of them probably standing in people's stalls with their ribs showing because nobody wants to feed them. Poor animals. Anyway, nice article on Want to Be Needy. Okay, good. Good for Needy. Entering a horse twice in a week. Yeah, that's what you get a lot of now. With no horses around. I'm wondering now, there's a horse racing, what, Maywood Friday, maybe more than one. And they're back in Sunday at Balmoral. So now what's going to happen? When I go to get the harness eye tomorrow morning on Saturday for Sunday, because it comes out Saturday morning, the harness eye gets delivered for Sunday. There's no shot that they're going to have this horse's lines in the harness eye. So I'm not going to know what the line is. I'm going to know what the line is if I look at the charts. But I'm not going to be able to get the harness eyes information that I get, that they give you in the harness eye to work the DNRS numbers on that horse. So there's not going to be no line if they got to print the harness eye that early. When a horse is racing Friday, then back in on Sunday. Well, let me tell you something. Back in the day when Boom Boom raced and all of us horsemen raced, you didn't race horses but once a week, okay? Usually the program was you'll race them 3 weeks in a row and give them a week off. Give them that 4th week off, okay? And then race them again. As long as they're a sound horse and they're able to race 35 races a year or so, that's what the program used to be. You didn't ever over-race your stock. But these horses now, they don't care about them. They're so cheap. They're like 4-claimers. They're worthless. They're crippled. They got ankles like this big. Their hocks are blown up. They got bow tendons up the ass. So they don't care. As long as they can get on the track and get around the track, they're going to throw them in the box. Because they're not expensive horses, and they don't care. They don't care if they break down. Opposed to back in the day when we were racing some nice stock and you cared about your horse and cared about him staying sound and hoped that he raced for years and years, not just race him into the ground every 2 days. We'll race him every 2-3 days until they fall apart. Then we'll send them to the killers. Yeah, that's what happens. So anyway, that's a shame that they got to race that off, and it's not good for the horse, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, they could stand it a few times, but in the long run, look up some of those horses that last year that they were racing every 2-3 days. See if they're around this year. Okay, Piglin said Roger Houston ruined the Meadows betting. He wants to know if they ruined the betting for you also. Didn't ruin the betting for me, old piggy, because I don't bet the Meadows. No, can't bet the Meadows in Las Vegas. Can't bet the Meadows. Can't bet Freehold no more. Can't bet Hoosier. Can't Pocono. I don't even see that in the harness eye now, so they must not be able to bet Pocono out here. I don't see Dover in the harness eye, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Yonkers, Northfield, Maywood, Cal Expo, Meadowlands, and that. I don't know. I don't know why Vegas can't. They don't take them, but you know. We can't bet Hoosier out here, or the Meadows. Not that I would even bet the Meadows. I hope Eric Ledford's doing real good down there. He found himself a home down there in the Meadows for the last decade or whatever it's been, since he got in trouble. They were allowed him to race down there, and he's made a home for himself and a good living for himself, racing for that blood slot money. So how you doing, Eric? And Steve Waddell topic with my man Eric Potters. They're back and forth all the time, whatever they're always going at it about, you know, same old stuff on forums. Now, a new harness track to open in Canada. Yeah, new harness track / racino. No, another no-handle racino is opening up. That's all it is. No-handle racino, where the horseman can race for some pumped-up slot money. That's all that is. No big news, and it's not a mile racetrack. It's probably 5/8, crappy 5/8 racetracks that they build now. It's not a big track, you know. They build them small now, so that they, you know, small, so it's less cost to put a mile track in. And that's about it. The effect of carryovers. Our man, the pit boss, wants to talk about that. I don't care to even look at that because I don't care about carryover. I watch for carryovers, and if I want to bet them, most of the time carryovers. Every time there's a carryover, there's dead chalks win every race, and they pump it up and they suck everybody in, and it winds up paying nothing 95% of the time. The ultimate hypocrite. Oh yeah, that's the one where I think I read that topic earlier in the week, where the guy says that Gorell's racing his horses at Yonkers, but he's bitching because he can't fill races at the Meadowlands. Hey, they go where the money's at. It doesn't matter who owns them. They're going to take them and get them in over there for $30,000, $25,000. Throw them in over there. Yeah. Like I said, I'm tired of hearing about Gorell bitching about every little thing. So that's it. I'm down the bottom of page 1. And there's nothing else there. The Saratoga handicapping contest with my man Al Lorenz that I talked about last time. Good guy, Al Lorenz, King of Crete, one of the best guys you'll ever meet. Okay, knows the inside and out of harness racing, especially Chicago harness racing, and he's a great guy. Big Al Lorenz. Hope to see him out here in Vegas. Hope to run into him one of these days when I'm in the casino, because I know he comes out here now and then. And I want to thank Big Al because I read something where he said that he appreciated what I did for one of his good friends, Ricky Vigon, who passed away in 2007, another harness guy from Chicago who lived in Vegas since '89. And then Ricky and I and another friend of ours used to hang out all the time at the race books every night. Ricky became one of my good friends, very close friend of Robin Schatz and Mike Antonitis. And Ricky passed away in 2007. He had nobody out here in Las Vegas, and that's what King of Crete is talking about, that I was there for Rick. I helped him when he was sick. I got him to the hospital. I was there when he died by his side and did everything I could do for Ricky. And his parents, his dad, who was really elderly, and his one sister lived in Arizona, and they came up here after Rick died, and they thanked me for all I did. They did some nice gestures toward me for helping Ricky, and that's what Big Al's talking about. But you know what? We lost a great friend in Ricky Vigon. Can never replace Ricky Vigon. And let me tell you something while I'm at it. I got to give credit where credit's due. He was the one that came up with that phrase, "It's a dead game, laddies." And I just carried his tradition on when he passed away, because Ricky's the one that used to say, "It's a dead game, laddies. It's a dead game." And he came up with that, and I just carried it on for Ricky. And he also say, he used to also say, like, it's a wonderful thing, laddies. It's a wonderful thing. And he used to also say, when he used to watch the races there in Chicago on the TV and the race book, we'd sit there and a horse would open up at like 3-2 or 3-5 in Chicago. It didn't figure on the form. And he used to sit there and go, look at that number 5 horse. They all got together this morning in the track kitchen and decided he's going to be good today. That was another one of his sayings. Oh, Ricky Weigand, what a great guy he was. Miss him a lot. But anyway, that's that on Burn the Wire. It's been a great show today, I think. Only been on an hour and 9 minutes now. It's going on 10 to 3 here in Vegas. Meadowlands will start up in an hour and a half or so. And then Maywood. And that's about it. So until the next show, who knows? Tomorrow, Sunday, maybe not till Monday, whatever. Till the next show, it was nice talking to you guys. Go out there and make some money this weekend. Pick some winners, if you could pick some winners. And have a good time. Because you never know. You never know how much more racing we're going to have. But racing will always be around. Don't worry about that. Whatever it is. Even if they're racing 5 races in Chicago, good enough for me. You know, as long as they race something, I'm there. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up now and say good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. And we'll see you next time around, and good racing.